If you know me, you know that Elle Fanning is one of my biggest style inspirations and one of the people I look forward to seeing on red carpets. Her effortlessly girly and elegant style stands out amongst the other fashion girls of her generation. She has consistently been included on best dressed lists over the years, but I feel like she's recently gotten way more credit for being an underrated style icon. From florals and bows to ruffles and sparkles, in honor of Elle Fanning's 27th birthday, I'm going to break down her style throughout her career and go over some of my favorite fashion moments from her. Elle Fanning got her start in Hollywood at just 2 years old by appearing in commercials. She officially made her film debut appearing in 2002's film I Am Sam, playing the younger version of Dakota Fanning, who is her older sister. Elle would then go on to appear in movies like Daddy Daycare, The Door on the Floor, and Because of Winn-Dixie. And around this time, Dakota and Elle started appearing on red carpets together. And while you could say that both girls were just dressed like normal cute kids, I would say that we are actually seeing the foundation of what would later become reoccurring motifs in Elle's style, like florals, Peter Pan collars, ruffles, fun prints, and a little boho flair. As Elle continued acting, she balanced her new budding career with her regular life as a kid, still going to school and attending ballet classes for fun. She's previously stated that had she not pursued acting, becoming a ballet dancer would have been her dream. And at this time, she would be spotted coming out of her dance classes wearing her leotards and tights, looking like she came straight off the Pinterest inspiration board for the ballet core aesthetic that we know today. She would also get photographed a bit in her school uniforms, and while she was obviously dressed like her other classmates, I did want to point out the little styling personal touches she added to the plain polos and plaid skirts, like adding bomber jackets, knee-high socks, western booties, and funky loafers to her uniform. She kind of looks like she could have been a character in Gossip Girl, and I think these styling choices show that from an early age, Elle has always shown a desire to personalize her looks and express herself through fashion even in little ways. In a UK Harper's Bazaar interview, Elle said in school she was known for wearing these crazy avant-garde outfits on their free dress Fridays and would actually get made fun of for it, but she said that she doesn't regret anything that she's ever worn because it's true to who she is, which is really the thesis statement of Elle's outlook on fashion. By 2010, Elle was starring in multiple films like Sofia Coppola's Somewhere, J.J. Abrams' Super 8, and Cameron Crowe's We Bought a Zoo. For the premieres of these movies and other red carpet events, we can see Elle's fashion sense really starting to take shape. She frequently wore tea-length or mini dresses and skirts with an A-line silhouette adorned with a high neckline, sometimes with a ruffle, a Peter Pan collar, or an intricate design. For shoes, she primarily wore flats, a platform sandal, and Mary Jane heels. At the age of 12, she made her film festival debut in Venice wearing a Marc Jacobs two-toned blue and green floral embroidered mini dress. She kept the styling simple and sweet with a high ponytail, minimal jewelry, and some metallic gold Mary Jane heels. In interviews at this time, Elle would express how much she loved fashion and how she took inspiration from other decades like the 50s, 60s, and 70s, which we continue to see in her style today. In 2011, she attended her first Met Ball wearing a Valentino black miniskirt, sheer lace top with a ruffle collar, and black bolero that took the shape of a bow. Vogue listed her as one of the best dressed of the night. Something that really stands out to me about Elle's looks at this time were how age appropriate they were while also feeling a little mature. Her styling was cute but also elegant and refined, especially for someone so young. I can only speak for myself, but I know I definitely did not look this put together and stylish at 13. Around 2012, Elle began working with her longtime stylist, Samantha McMillan, who she still works with today. Samantha has stated in interviews that from the moment that she first met Elle, she was very involved in the styling process because Elle is a fashion lover and she had a very clear vision for how she wanted to express herself through clothes. Elle's style at the time, on and off the red carpet, was very in line with the 2010s twee and Tumblr hipster fashion trends. Tweed takes inspiration from the 1950s and 1960s. Common motifs included Peter Pan collars, fun prints, and vintage pieces. This aesthetic was famously popularized by women like Zooey Deschanel and Alexa Chung, who Elle would later go on to cite as one of her fashion inspirations. The twee style at the time also had a lot of overlap with the Tumblr hipster look that included pieces like circle skirts, knee-high socks, lots of plaid, and thick rimmed glasses, all of which we can see on Elle. These outfits are so of the time, but I think they're still very cute, but maybe that's just my nostalgia bias. Some of Elle's style influences also come from other women in media. I just mentioned Alexa Chung, but Elle has also praised other effortlessly cool girls in Hollywood like Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, Tessa Thompson, Kate Bosworth, Sienna Miller, and Zoe Kravitz. She's also hugely inspired by the classic elegance of women like Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, Grace Kelly, and Marilyn Monroe. When you think about all of these women as style influences, it makes sense why Elle describes her look as a mixture of classic girly glamour with a little California cool girl flair. As we moved into the mid-2010s, Elle began to show more of the 70s flower girl boho side to her style, both on the red carpet and in her street style. We see her in more flowy silhouettes, bolder prints, vibrant colors, and floral embroidery. By the 2013 Met Gala, she fully leaned into her love of the 70s by wearing a rodarte tie-dye print dress with matching blue and red smudged eyeshadow to tie back to that year's punk theme. 2014 marked one of the biggest years of Elle's career when she became one of the faces of Miu Miu, beginning her history as one of the brand's muses. She was also cast in the live-action Disney movie Maleficent alongside Angelina Jolie playing Briar Rose. For the press tour of Maleficent, Elle leaned into the method dressing approach by wearing princess dresses, pretty light pastel colors, and even a pair of Sleeping Beauty pumps. The movie was a box office success and later earned a sequel in 2019, but in the meantime, Elle worked on other projects like the indie movie Teen Spirit and even reunited with Sofia Coppola for the thriller Beguiled. She also starred in the psychological horror Neon Demon, and the press tour for that gave her more opportunities to experiment with vibrant colors and funky patterns to coincide with the aesthetic of the film. But while promoting the movie at the Cannes Film Festival, she returned to her usual softer color palette. Cannes is really where Elle thrives. This is her domain. It's her Super Bowl, her Olympics, her Met Gala all in one. In an interview, she said that Cannes is the ultimate fashion playground for her because she can really go all out. A stereotypical Elle dress, especially at Cannes, is usually pastel colored with a sprinkle of that Grace Kelly elegance that she loves. I think her pale pink custom Gucci gown with the floral embroidery and old Hollywood-inspired glam exemplifies this formula to a T. In 2019, she reprised her role as Briar Rose in the Maleficent sequel, and she returned to method dressing wearing sweet little dresses with ruffles and bows. But it was this custom Gucci dress in particular that, not to sound overdramatic, sent shockwaves across fashion Twitter and Pinterest. This look permanently altered not only my brain chemistry, but the history of method dressing on red carpets. This olive green chiffon dress with floral embellishments and ribbon sleeve detailing is already beautiful enough. But then she added sheer gloves with crystal embroidered cascading blood droplets referencing Briar Rose pricking her finger on the spindle in the original animated Sleeping Beauty movie. For me, this little added detail took the look from beautiful and into another universe of perfection. There's even some crystal blood droplets falling down onto the dress for a little extra sprinkle of whimsy. This, in my opinion, is one of the best modern day examples of method dressing and one of my favorite red carpet fashion moments of all time. Up until this point, Elle was consistently well dressed on the red carpet, but I personally believe that it was this moment that really put her on the map for people who were unfamiliar with her game. In the 2020s, Elle has focused a lot on producing with a production company that she shares with her sister Dakota. She also made her Broadway debut and starred in the historical comedy Hulu series The Great alongside Nicholas Hoult. The show got 3 seasons and multiple award nominations, including Elle's first for the Golden Globes. For the Great press tour, she kept things simple and chic with lots of tailored trousers and her signature pastel and neutral color palette. Her most recent project was playing alongside Timothée Chalamet in the Bob Dylan biopic A Complete Unknown, and for that press tour, she wore outfits that had nods to the early 60s as a way to tie back to the time period of that film. I like that she played around with both feminine and masculine silhouettes from the 60s. The oversized Saint Laurent suit and her Gucci dress with the 60s styled pigtails were my personal favorite looks from this press tour. As of today, Elle's style is still girly and classic with a vintage vibe. Her street style is laid back and effortless, much like the other Hollywood cool girls that she cited as inspiration. She frequently wears brands like The Row and Bottega and keeps things comfy and casual by wearing oversized button-downs, tailored trousers, chic coats, and loafers. Elle's style is very consistent, so she has motifs that reappear a lot in her wardrobe. Her signature Elle-aments, if you will. As shown throughout this video, she loves pastel colors, floral embroidery, and retro looks inspired from other decades. Bows have been a big trend for the past year and a half, but they are also very timeless, and they've been the go-to accessory in Elle style for years. In an interview with People magazine, she said that they just make everything better and a little sweeter. She will sometimes have them adorned in her hair with ribbons or as detailing on her dresses and tops. She's also been known to love headbands and flower crowns as well as barrettes and hair clips, which I personally find to be such a simple way to add a cute little touch to all her outfits. She sometimes styles her hair in braids, specifically a braid crown, and she occasionally adds little flowers in her hair depending on the look. I think the biggest takeaway we can all learn from Elle's personal style is to not get too caught up in chasing trends. In the current era of microtrends and everyone looking like each other, I feel like Elle is a great person to be inspired by as someone who knows themselves and what they like when it comes to fashion. Elle stylist Samantha McMillan said that Elle doesn't want to look like anyone else and instead focuses on honoring who she is. Throughout her style evolution, you can see that she's remained very consistent in the things that she likes to wear. The trend cycle is constantly moving, especially nowadays. It can feel like it's moving even faster, but that doesn't mean that you have to move with it. If you like something and it feels like you, wear it regardless of if it's in style or not. Because as cheesy as this is going to sound, when you know yourself and you are dressing for yourself, you are always going to be the best dressed person in any room. At the end of the day, authenticity is what's really always going to be on trend, and in my opinion, that is what makes a real fashion girl like Elle Fanning.